Okay, it's like really late at night. My voice is sore because I was like being stupid and got myself all worked up, and now it's hoarse. But I'm ready. I don't know if I already made a. I'm renaming it Dream Archive because I remember I didn't want, like, Dream Chronicles is already a title of like a established like comic I used to read a long time ago. So I don't want to steal their name. And also, like, when I was trying to make a comic, I already wrote like Dream Archive as the title. So going back to all these videos, I was like, oh shit, I named it the wrong thing. But yeah, so but yeah, I just want to talk about this one dream that I had, and it's very strange. And also, like, a cat just visited me. I don't know. It's the same cat. Keeps on visiting me. Well, when it was like rainy and stormy, it didn't visit me for a good while, but I think it probably belongs to somebody around here, but I don't know who. It doesn't have a collar or anything, so maybe it's just like a established street cat around here. But yeah, so and it kind of, for the fact that the cat came, it reminded me of the dream that I had, which I don't know if I actually told, like, if I recorded it here. But the dream was somebody like went into my Akashic records and told me that I no longer had to fulfill my Lyrian, like my Lyrian karma has been completed or something like that. And I remember it was a Pleiadian or something, or they were like, you don't need to be a Lyrian, like a Pleiadian said your Lyrian contract is done as far as like a karmic debt or whatever. This was like a couple of days ago, so I don't know if I were like, since I've been like kind of upset and doing all this weird stuff, like I don't remember if I recorded it or what day necessarily, but it wasn't last night, let's just say. It was like a few nights back. And I remember waking up and feeling like I can't afford weed or anything right now, like, so I haven't been high, like I can't drink because I don't have a fucking ID, so no, I haven't been on anything. But I remember when I woke up, I was like, it's kind of a weird sensation. I described it as like, I think I might have wrote it in my blog, I don't know, I have no idea, like even trying to find the freaking journal entries or videos for my freaking like power issue thing have been really annoying because I don't really have the time to like go through all the videos, especially because I don't know the time frame. Like I assume it was like within 2 to 3 weeks, but like I don't know, so like it could have been more, it could have been less, and I'm just like, I don't want to go through all those videos, right? I mean, I just got done organizing a playlist for all the Dream Archive videos, so like they're more easily accessible. But that's about it. Putting them in like the right categories is one thing, but watching them all throughout and then try to figure out if I might have mentioned anywhere that I turned off all my power, like everything was turned off because I was like in the middle of like spring cleaning, which I still am trying to do. Surprisingly, I mean, I had a breakdown or whatever, but I'm still trying to get some of the stuff done. But like today, I've just figured, fuck it, I'm just gonna continue doing the things or whatever. And basically, I do know that was kind of well, I'm not gonna analyze it because, first of all, it's kind of ridiculous to expect myself to be my own therapist because I don't have to do that. It's not my responsibility. Also, it's like my first responsibility is just to my own well-being, and like overly thinking of things, it doesn't help sometimes, so I'm recognizing that. But anyway, so yeah, when I woke up, I was like, I felt like the genie. It was like, oh, I'm free or whatever. But or it's like this kind of weird thing where like where if somebody tells you you can do something after like several, like let's just say years, years of somebody saying you can't do something, and then they eventually let you off the hook. It's like a lot of people in that situation don't know how to, they don't know how to respond to that. There's a good example of this, like animals who are conditioned or whatever. Like, okay, there was this one thing where like an elephant was tied to a plastic chair. He could definitely move the chair. Like there was nothing really like tying him to, like, physically the chair was not holding him back. But because he was trained by his master or whatever to stay put wherever the rope, the rope ties somewhere, that means you stay put. So it's kind of, or like the fleas in the jar thing where they don't jump any higher than the jar or something like that. I did write that. I remember writing that in the journal. So maybe in that entry I wrote something, but I can't be sure. I can't be sure. My throat is really hoarse right now. It's crazy. But yeah, I woke up feeling very confused because it was like, well, I kind of was proud of my Lyrian side, but then some Pleiadian said, I don't need to be a Lyrian anymore. You could go on to your next contract or whatever. And I was like, huh. It's like, well, I don't know what I would want to be if I wasn't Lyrian. So I don't know. Like, I identify as Lyrian, so I don't know. And that, like, okay, I know that's kind of like silly because like that's like a alien species or whatever. But it kind of doesn't matter. Like, okay, for example, like in Harry Potter, people would say like, "Oh, I'm Gryffindor," "Oh, I'm Ravenclaw," or whatever. That'd be like somebody saying, "Well, do you want to transfer to another faction?" Like you can transfer if you want. Like, and it's like, but I'm Ravenclaw or something. Like, it's like, like you get overly attached to whatever title. It doesn't matter what titles. This can apply to jobs. This can apply to ethnicity or cultural identity, like nationality. You can apply to anything. Like, I'm just taking it to like the foo-foo alien thing, but just that whole entire thing of somebody say, I'm pretty sure this is kind of how some people feel when they retire after a while from their job. Like, like they retire and then it's like, well, you don't have to do that anymore. Like, and some people go back to the job, like they'll even do it for free or something, or like they'll do it as a side gig or something like that, but they're not working for whatever company that they're working for. But they usually, a lot of the time, people go back to doing whatever they were doing. Or some people do something, or this is the big one too. It's like, okay, after you retire from like whatever your job is, you teach that subject, whatever the hell you were doing. Like if you were like a businessman, then you start teaching like business classes at a college or something like that. Most of the time, yeah, people go back to doing whatever it was that they were doing. I mean, like, okay, yeah, especially if it was like a career, maybe not a job, but definitely like once you figure out whatever your career is, most people go back to it because it's like, this is what I decided I want to do. So it doesn't matter if you say that I don't have to do it, I want to do it. So yeah. And that's a tough thing too. Well, okay, in this day and age, I feel like that's everybody right now, right? Because AI took over everything. So, we don't really have to do anything anymore anyway, right? So it really kind of depends on just like what do you want to do? Like what that's feasibly in your means to do, you know? And then just do that. Like, it doesn't kind of, and I think that's the thing too, and I think that's the thing that was missing from my life. And what, okay, so like when I lived with my mom, right, I did have that mentality, but like moving into this apartment, I thought that I needed to change that mentality, and that I needed to do, like, I don't know, there was something where I was like, I thought that I needed to change that bit of myself, but I don't think that is necessary. I think it's just that trying to conform it to certain things is bad. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, that thing in itself is not bad, but trying to put it in a box, or trying to put it like, trying to associate it with, well, yeah, it's like outdated concepts, really, of things. So just do what you want to do. I mean, obviously, well, okay, this is also kind of the caveat there, because, like, even, okay, let's say, okay, I want to make cookies or something, or I want to become a baker or something like that. Well, there's still going to be things that you have to do that you don't want to do in order to become a baker. So, like, you can't avoid that. You can't avoid doing the things that you don't want to do, even if you choose the thing that you want to do. Like, there's aspects, there's like subtasks that are like, well, you gotta do these like weird things in order to do that thing. Like, for example, like going to college and getting a degree or whatever. I don't think you really need to go to college to get the degree necessarily. I think it's more important to learn whatever the people are teaching. Like, the information is necessary. So you need that information in order to do the thing, you know? Like, you can't be just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it. Like, you know, like, you have to have kind of a, you have to, because I remember, I remember, in history class, you know, they were, like, one girl said, there's no way anybody could possibly have all this information in their head. It's like, yeah, back in the day, that's how people knew shit, was because other people told them what was going on. You know, like, that's how history works. That's how history works for so long. It's just in this century, cause, like, okay, if we go back to like Indians, or like the or not even Indians, but like, okay, in that time frame, right? Like, back in the days, everything was like oral tradition. You were taught it by somebody who was like playing telephone. You know, it changed depending throughout the years, and like the narrative changed, but like the information kind of remained, right? But nowadays, it's being transferred to a non-human entity. So that makes me a little scared. But at the same time, okay, we gotta think of it this way. Like, cause I just posted on my blog about like Poe, which is like, I don't know, it's short. It's an acronym for a type of data transfer through the Ethernet. It's like, yeah, like electricity is fucking ghosts. Like, cause okay, like, okay, everyone's like, what is it? Like, oh, energy can't be, like, energy is not deleted, it's just transformed or something like that. Yeah. So basically, when we die, we power up the electric appliances. Yeah. So we're just I mean, so, and then that's how we communicate, and that's why it's like interstellar or whatever. Boop, boop, boop. Like, you know, moving boxes or something, or moving books on the shelf or something like that. It's just all energy, right? But that's kind of a weird concept too, because and it's kind of scary, right? Because, I mean, we're so used to having human bodies. What is it like being just like little fireflies or energy things? We don't know. We don't know what that's like. Do we even have a consciousness at that point? Like, I think we do, but I probably think it's probably whatever similar to like a really, really light dream. Like, we probably only see glimpses. And you know, it's like, and it's not like the 3D world that we live in, right? So it's like just a forever dream. It's just a forever dream that you can't really decipher, like, because like that's the thing too, is like, you know, for the fact that we have the 3D world, we consider that like a grounded place or whatever. Yeah, that's true for our bodies, but not for our minds, not for like our spirit and soul. Like, they live in the ether. It's a different process, it's a different existence. And I think that's the thing too, is I'm pretty sure, obviously, after all the pain and suffering has left our bodies and our consciousness goes into the ether, you know, it's kind of, I think the whole concept of eternal sleep does apply. Because then it's like you're part of the dream world. After that, everybody you see in the dreams is just like is a ghost of somebody else. And they only could live vicariously through you. And that's kind of a weird concept too. But like, I mean, think about it. Like, even like in Christian concepts, we have like guardian angels, right? And we call them by certain names. I had a guardian angel before too, and I gave it a very specific name. It was so crazy because I talked to this one psychic lady, and she says, "You named yours, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." She didn't say what I named them, but they knew that I gave them like a nickname or something like that, which I don't think is very rare. Like, let's be honest, like, I know some people are kind of bullshit, or like what was it, that brown lady, I can't remember her name. She has like a horse, like she it sounds like she smoked like 6 packs a day or something, and has like a low bob with red hair. I don't know. Like, it's definitely a dye job. But I can't remember her name, but it's something Brown. Oh, Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown. Yep. Sylvia Brown. So is like, you know, a lot of some of the stuff that she said wasn't true. You know, I don't know if, like, okay, this is a thing too. Is like, what if she does have the skill? But what if somebody paid her to say something like off, like more sensational for TV? Because she was always on TV, right? Like, okay, for example, there's people who do boxing or something like that, right? And people will pay other people to lose. Like, because it's like for publicity, right? Like, even if they have the ability to beat the other person, or like, you know, like they could totally do like a fair and square fight and just kind of figure out who wins, right? They don't do that. Sometimes, like, I don't know when they do like legit fights, but like, once you get more higher up on the top, no, it's completely all paid for. It doesn't matter what sport or kind of fighting it is. It could be boxing, it could be like the MMA, or it could be a lot of things. People will sometimes offer other people money just to lose, just to not be on the front page news. Yeah, a lot of people do. And not just for that though, like for a lot of other things. Like, for example, I love Mobile Legends Bang Bang, but I know that shit's rigged so much, and even the fans do. They're like, oh, the dark system. I don't know what the dark system is, but I know it's probably just people like fumbling the match on purpose because they're gonna be paid out and whatever. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That happens all the time. I don't know how they would do that with horse racing, because like with the horse, like, because a horse doesn't know not to not to run as fast as it can, you know. um I could see, this is kind of horrible. I could see like another jockey like putting something in like the hoof or something, or feeding the horse some like poison sugar cubes or something like that, you know, like kind of messed up shit like that. And that's horrible, because that means that the horse might die from that just because you want to win the match, and that's crazy. I mean, it's one thing to ask another boxer to lose. That's just him or her losing their pride, right? And their legitimacy as a fighter, right? But like when you do that to an animal, that's horrible, cuz that's their life, you know? Well, anyway, I'm this is halfway just a rant and halfway me talking about the dream that I had. I don't know, cuz I haven't uploaded in a good while, and I needed to talk for a bit, even though my throat's really sore. I don't know. And also I got banned from a few places. Like I think Tinder banned me. I'm banned from Bumble. I'm banned from Tinder. Facebook dating is close to banning me because they don't like that I like am basically using their system as a cold calling thing. Like they figured that out and they were like, well, we don't like that. What if other people start doing it? It's like you already run ads through the fucking app. Like, what's the difference between me running an ad? Oh, because I'm not paying you for the ad. So if I paid for a fucking membership, they probably would let me off the hook, but I don't believe in that shit. Because, I mean, like, first off, I learned Google Analytics and Google AdSense and all that kind of shit because I used to have, like, Blogger. You remember there's still Blogger on there. But anyway, that's how you got money through Blogger, was through the ads. So I learned all that shit. And then I ended up not having the money to put in to the fucking ads. And I couldn't get like other clients because I was trying to like for a while I was trying to advertise myself for that skill set, right? But nobody wanted to buy because Google ads are very expensive. Like, yeah, it's expensive to pay for like Instagram ads or Facebook ads, or actually Facebook ads are the cheapest ads, just gonna be honest. Instagram, Reddit, like, you know, like platform based ad campaigns are not as expensive. When you pay for a Google ad, that's like mucho dinero, right? That's elite. Because then when you have that skill and you actually get clients and people on that shit, which I don't know, I think they've replaced it with AI bots now, so I don't even think it's a thing. But like for the people who are still working in that field and getting clients and shit, that's a lot of money, actually. That's a hell of a lot of money. So, cause it can infiltrate all the other platforms. Like it will go into other things. So like, you know, you could pay for Instagram ads, but if you do the Google ads, it will go everywhere. You know, but to say you have to pay a lot of money for that kind of power, right? Yeah, so, and I don't know about YouTube now, because like YouTube is kind of its own beast. So I don't know about that one very much, but I'm sure I kind of like, just based off of how it's going and everything, I think it's kind of getting on par with Google. Like I think it's getting up there if it's not already higher than, but I don't know. I don't know. But see, to me, that's the thing. And then like, okay, Amazon. Yeah. I don't know anymore. I actually used to because like I said, I learned Google Analytics. I learned about all the companies. I learned all those kind of things. I don't know who has bought shares and sold shares. Like I don't know who owns what anymore. Cause like, okay, do you remember that well, okay, it was Twitter, but remember X used to be owned by somebody else, and it was bought by what's the face? Not Tesla. What the fuck? Why am I saying Eon Miller? What the fuck? That's from my big frat Greek wedding. What, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Grimes' ex-husband or baby daddy. Elon Musk. Elon. Oh, that's why it's Elon Mueller. Because I remembered E-M. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, Elon Musk. He bought Twitter, right? And so it's changed. I only used Twitter for like a really, really short amount of time, and then I stopped using it entirely. I don't like the platform at all. And somebody was trying to get me to use it again, because it's useful for artists and stuff, right? But I don't want anything to do with it. Like I lost interest. And it's not because it's not for the reasons that you think. I don't care that Elon Musk is the one who bought it. Like, so a lot of people hate on him or whatever. And yeah, he is a weirdo. Like, I don't care about that shit. It's just I didn't like it as a platform. Plain and simple. It annoyed me to communicate in that way. Like, I don't like it. Like, I never liked it. I really never liked it. Even when it was Twitter, I didn't like it. So I used it occasionally because people told me that I needed to for like my creative career, but I soon just kind of switched over to other things, like, because also like it's like, okay, in this day and age it's so hard to maintain all your social media accounts, right? So I just kind of went through it and like decided to cut the fat with Twitter, because I was like, well, first of all, I don't enjoy using it. Second of all, the ads for that were very, very expensive, so I didn't want to use that. And second of all, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it, and I don't want to use it. I have an account, but I don't want to use it. I like Instagram. I use Facebook just because, I don't know, it's easy, and then like some of my family are on there, and I don't know, like I like certain people I know use it, and I want to stay in contact with them because they use that. But if they switch to something, like if all the people I want to talk to on there switch to a different like thing, I would definitely like, just close Facebook. But yeah, there's just like even though it's an old website, it's still practical to use. Like, it still has its uses. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll use it. I don't know. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. And then like now it's like streaming platforms that I use mostly, like YouTube and Twitch and stuff. Like, those are kind of replacing those slowly but surely. And I do try to use Patreon as a way to just kind of funnel in like customers and stuff like that. I'm just like, just pay me through this thing. Like, I do keep PayPal as kind of the little side thing, like just in case people are really against paying me through Patreon. Then I'm like, okay, I'll budge for PayPal. You gotta use one of the P accounts. It's either Patreon or PayPal. Either one. I'm not gonna do Venmo. I'm not gonna do Cash App. I'm not gonna do any of those things. I don't want to do any of those things. Just either PayPal or Patreon. Either one. If you don't have either of those, then I don't want any of your shit. Because I don't want to make an account just to. And a lot of people try to get me on those crypto wallets and shit like that. I had somebody trying to convince me to like open up a rogue bank account. And they were like, I can give you so much money. Like, I don't know. And that guy kept on doing it. Because, like, well, okay, this is also the crazy thing about that, right? Is he actually was trying to offer me that money to make Pixie Road. But I mean, and I was like, well, shit, yeah. Like, with that amount of money, yeah, I could definitely make my game. I definitely could make my game with that amount of money. So, but, like, for the fact that he didn't want to pay through Patreon, and he didn't want to, like, I had to make a bank, I would have to make a rogue bank account, and I was like, that's a little sus. don't know about that. Like, I feel like it's like day trade. Like, I don't know. Maybe it could have been legit, or no, we can't use the word legit for it. But it might have worked out. But I feel like it's as risky as day trading. You know, it's like you could lose a bunch or win a bunch in a day, depending if you make the wrong move. And I didn't want to do something like, especially since there was a lot of things that I didn't have set up for that yet, that I felt like it was more risky than profitable for me. So I was just like, I'll pass. Even though he was offering me $68,000 to make my game, and I was like, my estimated budget for the game, like if I wanted to make it exactly as I want to, is like around 50. So yeah, 68K would have been like plenty, like really plenty. I could even invested in some stuff for the merchandise and stuff like that, and made their own ad campaigns and crap like that. But you know, I was just like, I was a chicken. I was a scaredy cat and backed out. Just because it felt a little too risky for me. I was like, this is some like black market money, bro. Like, I'm glad some like fucking I guess some like fucking gang member wanted to support my cause, but at the same time I was like, I don't know about that, man. That's the thing, right? Like, it's like, you can make a lot of money, but you have to be okay with a lot of shit that maybe you're not okay with. Like, that's the thing, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was offered a lot of money before, but I didn't take it because I have morals. And that's the same thing too. Like, somebody complained about like OnlyFans people. You know, they could actually make a lot of money, but it's like, yeah, it's basically porn. You're selling. You're like, you know, that's the industry you're going in. Do you really want to do that? Me personally, no. I don't think I'd ever. Well, I mean, like, I'm an older lady now, but I'm pretty sure like there's some people who would still be into seeing my shit, but at the same time, like, that's like, cause then, oh well, then that's how people know you. Like, you'd just be like a porn star, and then you could like, I already have a hard time like talking to people and stuff like that, but if I became like a porn star or something like that, I'd definitely not be able to talk to anyone. Like, GG to all relationships, man. Like, you can't have anything after that, because it'd just be like, yeah, no. But anyway, this is the weirdest. I just wanted to talk about my dream, but I ended up talking too much. So, anyway, take care, be good, bye bye.